We see them across the ArkLaTex. They're our friends, our neighbors, our family. They served our country, and for the last year, we've devoted our time to share their stories. Tonight, we celebrate our KSLA Salutes 1-year anniversary. And as a way to say thank you for letting us share your stories, we're taking a look back at an incredible year. So it's only fitting we start with our living legends. Each day, hundreds of World War II veterans leave us. We've made strides to honor those great heroes still among us, as KSLA salutes the voices of the greatest generation.
I'm Kenny Lewis. I was a corporal in the United States Army.
It was one of those kind of experiences that you have that you wouldn't have missed for the world, but you wouldn't want to do again, that type thing.
On the way over to Guam, we got our ship was sideswiped. We ran head on to another one, I guess, and it sideswiped it.
Omaha Beach, we left at 10 o'clock at night from Southampton and went across, and we got to the beach at 6:30 in the morning.
I'm Jack Lennox, Jr. I'm a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. I guess I'm the last P-38 ace still around. That's been a long time ago.
It's a great honor to be and knowing that you was part of that in them days, a generation that fighting for your country.
I was looking forward to getting on the beach, to tell you the truth of it. Me and my little .30 caliber carbine.
We did what we had to do. We went there mainly to protect the bombers. The bomber really was a sitting deck.
I am probably one of the few Americans. I spent 38 years on active duty. 38 years.
I've just lived a straightforward life, and that's what I recommend.
My goal in life is to help one person every day as long as I live.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Last fall, I was given a great honor and the opportunity to travel with more than a dozen World War II and Korean War veterans from the ArkLaTex to Washington, D.C. Coming up later in the show, we'll have a look at KSLA salutes on the road from our nation's capital.
I think it means so much to our young women that are coming through and processing here today to see an example of what they could do and who they could be if they just put forth the same effort.
Not every GI is a Joe. In fact, women are one of the fastest growing subgroup of veterans, and they're often underrepresented when it comes to our nation's military. Here's a look back now at some incredible women in our community who continue to lead the charge in breaking barriers for all women, both military and civilian.
It didn't make any difference where the Air Force asked me to go or what they asked me to do. I was going to do the best that I could do. I was going to excel to the best of my ability, and that's what I tried to do during my career.
I decided that because my dad's an Army veteran, that I wanted to serve my country. So I joined the Air Force at the age of 18. I've always been a people person. I've always wanted to do things that allow me to help other people.
When I made Chief, it was a very humbling experience. So to say, oh wow, I can see myself here, I can see myself there. You know, I always share with our young airmen that, you know, you take every rank of where it's at and you give it the best that you have. You earn that every single day and be prepared for the next step.
I'm just not going to give up. I'm just not. You know, I have a real problem when I hear people say, you know, I just can't do that. Why can't you? Why can't you? You know, don't do that to yourself. If you think you can't, you're right.
To be sitting here 26 years later, it's very humbling. But it's been an awesome experience. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I enjoyed it, especially because it's areas where people need, help at. Fitness, I was a personal trainer, food, preparing the food and make sure everybody had access to eat when we deployed.
There's a whole world out there, and you just have to be willing to risk going and finding it.
It's not about me. It's about the people that worked with me, the people in the organizations that I'm in.
I like to say that I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm an airman.
The Women Veterans of the ArkLaTex group is currently working to raise $100,000 needed to place a bronze statue honoring female veterans in Bossier City. If you'd like to help their efforts, or maybe you're a female veteran who'd like to get involved in the group, we have a link to their website for you when you open our KSLA Salutes Anniversary Special story on our KSLA News 12 app. Well, from a couple of Marines who've thrown caution to the wind to an active duty airman taking his fitness to new heights. One thing's for sure, the ArkLaTex is surrounded by incredible veterans, and you never know what you may find when you stop to listen.
I just sold all my stuff and flew to Belize because it was the cheapest flight south.
The workhorse of the bomber force of the world. It's B-24. Classified name at that time was Jungle Jim, and they went through asking people like myself 3 questions like, if you were shot down, are you willing to accept the fact that your country may deny that you were, and stuff like that. And there are a few of us nuts that signed up for that.
I love it. The whole 73.
And these people are fun, they're interesting, they all come from different walks of life. They're just good people.
But what do they do?
We need the young people to get involved. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when they need help, who's going to help them?
To see so many veterans gathering together from 102, literally from 102 years old down to about 30. And it just shows what really is great about our state, because it is our people, and there's no better group of people, no more patriotic, nobody who's contributed more to the state and to the country than these veterans that we're recognizing here today. So it's exciting for me, and I'm just so happy to be able to be a little part of it.
My last name, it's pretty tough to pronounce. So some of the announcers were just like, okay, you're Air Force Ken now. And I really like that though, because it lets everyone know that I'm not a professional at this. I'm serving our country, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a godfather, I'm just like everybody else.
Still ahead, we'll take you beyond the gates at Barksdale Air Force Base, a closer look at airmen on the job as we continue our KSLA Salutes 1-year anniversary.
That's nice. Mr. David Ritchie.
Roll call, the highlight of the week for most soldiers during World War II. And more than 70 years later, letters from home proved to be the perfect ending to an amazing journey to Washington, D.C. I was there as Brookshires escorted more than a dozen World War II veterans through our nation's capital, giving them a chance to see the memorials built in their honor.
And here comes our first hero from Tyler and Shreveport. Let's welcome them to Washington. Love them how much.
wonderful, wonderful museum. They're all
Thank you for your service. How are you?
The whole thing was orchestrated. It was awesome the way it was orchestrated and put together. And anyone who is eligible, I would very definitely say, if you get a chance, jump at it.
To date, Brookshires has taken more than 400 veterans from the ArkLaTex to view their respective memorials. If you know someone who would qualify for this trip, you can find all the information you need right now when you open our KSLA Salutes Anniversary Special Story on our KSLA News 12 app. It's not every day you get the chance to fly with the world-famous Blue Angels or jump aboard a World War II-era bomber. Over the last 12 months, I've had the privilege to do both, and you bet I was ready to take you along for the ride.
Ready, hit it. What do you think? Relax. Take a look behind you.
Oh, my God, this is so awesome. Good thing that's the shower this morning, huh? We pulled 7.4 Gs on that last one.
Real quick, we're going to level off right there before I get too high. There we go. Shreveport approach. Blue Angel 7 is airborne with you at 6,000.
Okay, Barksdale, I'm still waiting on my chance to fly in the B-52. An illness kept me from flying last summer, but I'm ready, so call me. Well, that will do it for our KSLA Salutes 1-year anniversary. Be sure to visit our KSLA Salutes section on our News 12 app for video you'll find only on our app. Thank you for allowing us to share your stories, and we look forward to sharing many more. From all of us here at KSLA to those who have served, are serving, and your families, we thank you for your service.